I'm Hannah, and I'm going to be talking about genetically modified plant food and how they can be a benefit. Patrick Stewart and William McLean mentioned in their article that genetically modified plant products are already a pervasive part of the marketplace. In 2011, 94% of soybean varieties in the U.S. have been genetically engineered, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Consumers buy genetically modified plant products and are unaware or are not afraid of doing so. But my proposition is that the continuation of genetically altering food plants and commercializing them can actually improve lifestyle. For my first point, genetically modifying plant food can stimulate businesses and the economy. Genetically modified plants, or GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, could grow in harsh conditions, which may improve food production. GMOs are known to have longer shelf life, allowing businesses to transport their products more easily or possibly less frequently. GMOs can help businesses save money, gas, and even the environment. Food plant with longer shelf life means that businesses can be less wasteful. GMOs could be more available, more abundant, less expensive, and more affordable. And for my second point, GMOs can be more appealing to buy. Modifying food plants would improve the food plant's looks, taste, and texture. GM food plants can have enhanced color and flavor and overall qualities. And like I said, GMOs have longer shelf life, and the expiration dates are more limited. And plant food could stay fresh for a longer period of time. And for my third point, modifying plant food can improve health conditions. The ability to take out substances of a plant food that causes allergies allow people to purchase and eat them without allergic reactions. So this gives people the opportunity to be able to eat what they can. Methods may possibly reduce content of proteins with allergenic properties. One of these methods was successful in rice and could be beneficial if it were successful in other foods such as peanuts. Modifying plant food can also prevent allergies. Around 2009, Japanese scientists genetically modified rice so that it would help ease pollen allergies. In laboratory studies that include tests, they prove that the rice is safe for consumption. Finding methods to add nutrients to plant food allow people to eat healthier, and finding methods to take out unhealthy substances allow people to eat healthier too. Some people believe that toxins are added during the process of genetically modifying food. But modifying plant food can also reduce the use of pesticides, preservatives, and other chemical inputs. So in conclusion, GMOs can be helpful in society if properly modified. Genetically modified food plants can stimulate business and the economy, be more appealing to buy, be abundant enough to buy, and possibly improve health conditions. GMOs might be able to improve lifestyle and set a higher standard of living.
All right, well, I'm going to start again with the attention device because I think this is like the fourth or fifth time I've heard it. People are starting off with their topic. It's like you're creating a title page for your speech before you get started. You don't need that. Start with your example. You've got a nice piece of information. You've got a quote that you're using there, and you've got a statistic that talks about the number of soybeans that have been genetically modified. So set that up. Use that to identify what your topic is, and then make your declarative statement. And I think that that would be fine. You don't need that. You know, I'm going to talk about GMOs, and then go into the quote. Start with the quote. That's what your attention device is, and you kind of undercut it that way. And you're not the only one who's done it. Like I said, a half dozen people have done that tonight, and it's just a habit that I think people fall into because they think of it as a paper rather than a speech. I thought you had a very solid identification of your proposition and a very clear statement of what you were trying to say there. I did not, however, hear any preview of a roadmap of what the contents were going to be. I was listening carefully, though, and you signposted the secondary points in the body of the speech very clearly, so it was easy to follow. I thought you explained a lot of the assumptions there, but there are a lot of assumptions that you're talking about. Right at the end of the speech, there's some explanation that some people are concerned about toxins that are being used to get this stuff, the problem things, out of the genetically modified foods. That sounds to me like part of where the controversy is, that people see this as being dangerous, and I didn't understand why that wasn't part of the background information, because otherwise it sounds like an informative speech about, you know, the miracles of genetically modified foods. And I'm going, okay, well, that's an interesting speech. What's the controversy? What's the argument on this particular point? Is anybody challenging that? And I think that you kind of hide if there's any controversy on that, and so it's a little bit less sharp than it might be. There's some hypothetical examples. I didn't really, other than the opening quote, I didn't hear anything that was being used as a quote to support the supporting points. There's information about the shelf life, for instance. That's all asserted. There was a partial citation on the rice that you talked about. The reference is a Japanese study, and that's as close as we got to a specific source citation on any of the content information on the speech, and that is not particularly convincing. It doesn't add to your credibility. Look, I'm sure you've done research on this. I know that you had information in your bibliography, so why is that not being put into the speech? I don't understand. That enhances your credibility when you use those authorities. When you're quoting people who are knowledgeable on the subject or providing statistics, we're not just taking your say-so. And right now, it really feels like a lot of this is based on your say-so. All right, thank you.